I speak unto thee this day, and I say, it is me, the living God, who is bringing forth once again to the sons of men the fear of me. That is, that they will respect the fact that I am the Almighty, that I am far beyond their scope, their control, that I am the one who rules supreme. And I say it is necessary in this wicked, perverse, and vile generation that men be restored to the fear of me. For I say, when men will lose their fear of me, I say they can do nothing except degrade their own selves. For I say they will take themselves away from truth, away from life, and away from the way that they are meant to walk in this earth. I say they will take themselves under the control of demons, and I say they will be ruled by the same. For I say, when men have departed from that which I, the living God, did intend for them, and gone after the ways of vanity, vexation, stupidity, and darkness, and they have lost their fear of me, I say they wander in desolated places. I say that I, the living God, never ever intended that men would be in the desolation, the despair, the emptiness, the futility that they are in these times. But I say it is because they have abandoned the fear of me. They have only lived on a consumptive diet of love, 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 love. But I say that love has taken them into degradations. It has taken them into separation from me. And I say they are lacking in respect and fear of me, their maker, their keeper. I say this day, when men will consume false love, day after day after day, it is though they are living on lies. That is, they are full of falsehood and pretension. They are full of hypocrisy and mockery. And I say it is because they have lived on lies. That is, they have consumed that which tells them that I'm nothing but love, nothing at all that they can do is offensive unto me. But I say that is lies, that is not true love. And I say through the falsehood they have lost the fear of me. Then I say it is me, the living God, who must restore that fear once again to the sons of men by my wrath, my fury revealed. That is, I must bring forth my vengeance upon a wayward, perverse, and vile generation in order to bring them down. That is, I bring them down from the delusion, the drunkenness of pride, that they can be restored unto me. That is, by fearing me as the one true God who is able to devastate completely their lives. For I say, when men are full of pride and contempt for me, I say, when they are full of assurance as to their own way, I say they will not pay heed to me. That is, they will take lightly, as they do in this wicked generation, the warnings that I send unto them through the mouth of my prophets, crying out. And I say they will think they are superior. They will think that they do not need to be told which way is right and wrong. But I say the truth of it is, they are fools bound in their folly, headed to their own damnation. Not only damnation, but destruction in this life and in the life to come. For I say they have lost the fear of me. Now I say, when I, the living God, do exhibit my wrath, my fury, my indignation against a rebellious, wayward, proud, and stubborn people, I say it is that they would change their ways. That is, that they would see that yes, they have become blinded fools who are pursuing the course of their own damnation. But I say, because they refuse to see the error of their way and turn from the same and come unto me, I say that it is me, the living God, who must pound them down. And I say, so it is that I will continue to pound and to pound and to pound until men return to the fear of me. For I say that I, the living God, will not be mocked by mere men who are proud as to what they think they are. For I say that men aside from me are nothing but mere fools, waiting for their own damnation. For I say, when men are left to their own accord without the fear of me, of course they degrade themselves. And I say, when I look upon them in their degradations, in their separation from me, because they have gone in their own way, what is it that it is? It is that they are nothing but fools taken in folly and waiting to be destroyed. I say this day that I, the living God, never called my people to behave as fools, to live as fools, to die and perish as fools. But I say that the ones who say that they are my people are in such a way of transgression against me. And I say it is because they have lived on a diet of love, 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 and now they are sick from the same. And I say in consumption of all of that love, it is though a man did nothing but eat pounds of sugar day by day. That is, until he was drunk, intoxicated, and out of his mind by the sugar that had taken his heart away from anything good for him. That is, that all he could do is lust and long for the sugar that he consumes by the pound. And I say, as he eats and eats and eats of the sugar, I say the decay sets in. And I say that his teeth decay, his body decays, his bones decay, and it is all because he has lived on love. That is, sugar-coated love, that is falsehood and lies, delusion and madness, sent by the enemy to devour and destroy. For I say, when men will refuse to face the facts that I, the living God, do present to them, when they will refuse to hear my prophets crying out against their sins, when they will indeed continue as the drunkard, consuming more and more and more of the sweet false love that they eat by the pound, what is it that comes of the same? I say they will find themselves diseased, they will find themselves weak and enfeebled, and they will find themselves severely addicted. That is, addicted to the sugary false love that is nothing but the work of the enemy sent to destroy. I say, so it is in this generation, as I, the living God, have brought forth my wrath, my fury, my anger upon a wretchedly proud and hideously stubborn people. I say that many are taking unto them pounds of sugar to find relief. That is, they are giving them the very thing that is killing them and others likewise. I say they are taking them into the same blindness that is a consequence of their addiction to that false love. For I say, if you look at the sugar disease in the natural, what is the end of it all besides the loss of mobility, the loss of limbs? It is blindness of eyes. I say, so it is when men will feed and feed and feed continually on the sweetness of false love, they grow blind by the same. Then I say they lose their mobility, that is, they cannot move because their limbs are dying before their eyes. And I say they grow insensitive to those things that I would send unto them to warn them of dangers ahead. And I say it is because they have allowed themselves to consume to the point that they are drunken, to consume to the point that they are dying under the same. That is, of over-intoxication of the sweetness they longed and lusted for. I say, so it is with the ones who are severely addicted to false love. I say they are as addicts for the same. That is, they cannot see beyond their own noses. They cannot see beyond their next pound of sugar that they consume. That is, they must have everything sweet and gushy and soft and gummy because it is sugar that they need. That is, they think that if anything would give them a little bit of life, that the same is intrusion into their sugar high. I say it is because they are addicted to their false love, to their pretension, their hypocrisy, and their mockery of me. Therefore I say it is absolutely necessary that I, the living God, should bring the sobering effect of my wrath, my fury, my indignation against such wretchedness in this hour. For I say that men have not stayed faithful and true unto me. They have not presented the truth of who I am. That is, they have given unto men delusional concepts that only take them far from me. I say they have fed them on prosperity, overabundance. They have made them plush and lush in the drunkenness of their auto-intoxication of over-sugar eating, and I say that they love it so. But I say the end is they pay for the same. I say this day that I, the living God, am bringing great sobering unto the nation, unto the land, unto the sons of men. That is, I will continue to pound upon them with my wrath, to bring forth my anger, my fury right upon their lives. That is, I will devastate them by literally resting my fury upon them until the same is spent. I say that I will bring the soberness that they have need of to come out of the delusional concept of their false love, to come back unto the place where they must indeed walk in the fear of me or be damned. That is where they will see when I, the living God, withdraw my mercy. Oh, how wretched they are. For I say, so many have hitchhiked along on my mercy because of a faithful few. But I say now, I, the living God, am withdrawing that mercy to leave them to flounder under the hand of my wrath. For I say, it is me, the living God, who knows what the sons of men have need of, and I say that I give unto them the same. That is, I give them exactly what they need, and the ones who are dependent upon me and thankful unto me will not incur the wrath, the fury, the anger that I am pouring forth. That is, they will be guided in soberness, kept in truth, for it is me, the living God, who will give the light unto them. And I say that I will bring them forth in the way that I purpose and provide, because they are my people. But I say, the ones whose lips are liars, the ones whose tongues are full of deceit, I say they will go on and lick and suck down their sugar treats of love and false compassion. And then they will offer the same unto those that I, the living God, have chastised severely in my wrath. And I say, if the ones who are under the chastisement will eat of the sugary lies, I say they will go down once again. For I say, not only will they be under the consequence of my wrath, but I say, as they eat of the false love, that is, the sugary treats of deception, I say they will gain another cup of wrath. For I say, it is me, the living God, who will vindicate upon them once again in wrath and fury and anger against their transgressions before me. Now stop and consider that the sugar peddlers, the sugar addicts, the sugar dispersers, who are so rampant in the land, I say, what is it that they do? I say they literally damn the sinners who are on the verge of repentance by telling them that it is not necessary. That is, they are telling them, just take the false love, just take the sugary treats and be satisfied in that. That is, they are making them dependent, they are making them addicted as they themselves are. And I say they are not guiding them at all in soberness and truth, in light and that which I, the living God, do desire them to see, which is their own sinful state, that they will cry out for mercy, for forgiveness to be brought forth by me. I say this day that the ones who are peddling and giving out their sugar, giving out their delusion, their falsehood, their lies, I say they will be punished by me. For I say the very sugar that they have consumed, the very lies of false love that they have lived on will prove to be death, destruction, and damnation unto them. For I say that it is me, the living God, who will continue in my agenda of sobering up the drunken state that men are in. And I say there are some who sober up and die immediately because they cannot bear the sobering truth. I say there are others who will find themselves swept away in the floods of my wrath, my fury released. For I say that I, the living God, am not playing with the sons of men. I say there is none that is cute unto me. But I say they are all behaving themselves as drunken, intoxicated, idiotic fools. For I say that I, the living God, never called men to live in sin, to continue in wantonness and carelessness, and imagine somehow they get by. But I say that I've called men to walk uprightly in me, coming forth in that which I purpose, that which I provide. I say that I've called men to be thankful, to be the recipients of the sobering truth, that they can indeed be kept in the way of my life. For I say that I, the living God, never intended for men to lose the fear of me, and likewise be damned in the same. But I say that I intend that men would walk soberly, eating of the truth, and allowing the same to drive the fool from them. But I say the addicts will go on and be destroyed with those who are under my wrath.
Images this morning showing the wrath of Superstorm Sandy. Take a look at the surveillance video from the New York Port Authority. It shows the water gushing into the PATH station in hard-hit Hoboken, New Jersey, as record-level seawater surged above 13 feet. As we are all getting these images, even now, it still cannot even believe some of the things you see. Matt, Savannah, now back to you guys.
And remember, first there was Sandy, then last week brought a nor'easter, which brought snow and sleet and biting wind to the Northeast.
together.
Well, today it felt like spring. A balmy 66 degrees here in New York City, while parts of the West and Midwest get blasted with cold like winter, all of which is prompting a lot of people to ask yet again, what is with these crazy weather extremes?
No electric, no gas, no water, no sewage, but yet I'm still sleeping in there. I have dust and mold that
America has a case of weather whiplash.
Where am I supposed to go? I've gone everywhere to FEMA, I've gone to the SBA, I've gone to the
This weekend, the West went from
Falco,
summer to
I've
winter
gone to the
overnight.
I've been all over the television. I still
Today, the Northeast basks